you. I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter. And if you are wondering, what the heck is copywriting anyway? I feel you, because I had no idea what copywriting was when I first got started. I mean, I remember the conversation where somebody asked me, have you ever looked into copywriting? Because I was kind of telling them about my interests and things like that. And I hadn't. I had never heard of copywriting. And then when I first heard about it and I started doing some Google searches and some YouTube searches, I felt like my eyes were open to this whole secret world that I didn't know existed. So no worries. If you have never heard of copywriting before, or you're just new to it in general, let's talk a little bit about what copywriting is. So copywriting is, sometimes called sales writing because it's often associated with, earning a sale or getting people to actually push the purchase button. And direct response copy kind of means the copy that is directly getting people to make an action. However, I would say that in today's world, it means a little bit more than that. It's not always about the sale, the immediate sale. It's sometimes about nurturing a relationship with your audience, but it is getting them to act. Definitely that is a part of all copywriting, should be a part of all copywriting. If there isn't something that's encouraging them to take an action of some sort, then it's just content writing and it's informative. So copywriting has the intention behind it to get somebody to act. And there's a lot of psychology in it, which is one of the things that I find fascinating about copywriting. There's a lot of psychology and, persuasion and things that get people to actually take action. And there are different types and techniques of persuasion and copywriting. And what is interesting to me rather, is that it's not always what you might think. Sometimes people think, oh, for sure, if you make something cheaper, people are going to be more likely to buy it. But that's actually not necessarily the case. And that's something that you would learn if you studied copywriting. People often want something that is high value because it tells them that it is in and of itself filled with either high value content, maybe if it's an information product, or if it's an actual product, like something that you would purchase for your home. Sometimes people want the high value item because they think it's going to last longer or they think it's going to perform better. So that's one example of something that you would learn when you study copywriting. But again, in today's world, we want a lot from companies. We want a lot of information. We want to know that we agree with them and their values. We want to know that they're doing good in this world. And so copywriting is, incorporating a lot of that. I think good copywriting today includes a lot of vulnerability and authenticity. You're more likely to say, hey, we messed up, but here's what we learned from our mistake in copywriting in 2020. So copywriting in its purest form is writing with the intention of getting someone to act. And the thing is copywriting techniques are even used in speeches and political speeches. And once you start to learn copywriting techniques, you kind of see it everywhere. You start to notice it in billboards and pamphlets and, brochures, in the mail that you get sent. And obviously then in Facebook ads, Instagram ads, emails that you might get from a company that you like. So you start to notice and see it everywhere. And it's kind of crazy once your eyes open to copywriting. So copywriting is a career choice that is definitely lucrative. You get to choose who you work with, so I always encourage working with companies that you feel like are doing good in this world, where you can create a business that you feel really fulfilled in, because copywriting is also hard work. It's not just sitting down and writing whatever you want. It's really being strategic in how you plan and how you touch on pain points and how you handle objections and things like that. And so when you're copywriting, you should charge well for your services, because not only is it the hard work with a lot of research and a lot of skill, but it's also something that gets your clients results, right? And so when they're getting results, that is how you can measure how good of a copywriter you're being. It's also how you can kind of gauge where you should be charging. So it does take some time. Obviously, it's a skill like anything else. But it's totally something you can practice. There's amazing resources online for it. And then to get started, You simply just need to start studying and practicing. It's really, really not more complicated than that. There's not one right way to do it, although a lot of copywriters would have you think otherwise. But yeah, you can totally start with just a few books, some online courses, some free content, and go from there. I mean, on YouTube alone, there's tons and tons of people talking about this right now. So if you are interested, if this seems like a career option for you, I want to encourage you to just go for it, you know? We always have a little fear when we're about to start something new, but I promise you it is definitely an option for you, especially if you have written before. But even if you haven't, some of the best copywriters I know were not writers really before they started. They just happened to be really personable people who engaged and connected with people. And I think that is far more important than actually coming from a writing background. So I hope this helps. If you have been wondering about copywriting or are shocked that you had never heard of it before, I'm here to reassure you that that's totally normal and okay, because it happened to me too. And that doesn't mean that it can't be something you reach for as a career choice. So I hope this helps. Share with me in the comments what you want to hear more about. And one of the best things I think about copywriters is that they're supporting the businesses right now, and they really, really need our help. But I also want to hear from you. What do you need help with right now? What would be helpful for you to see here? Leave me a comment below so that I can make more videos that help you, especially now. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can get the answers to your questions. Thanks, guys.